I came on a subject. I was listening to a talk, and it was a news item, and it was again another wine. The wine was H1B visas. What are H1B visas? H1B visa is a visa given by the US government, and it is called some of different visas in different countries where people of Indian origin who are Indian citizens, just like as they travel from Chennai to Vilupuram, from Vilupuram to say Veraval, from Veraval to say Bihar Patna, from Patna to Calcutta, Calcutta to Tirunelveli, from Tirunelveli to Satara or to Bombay. They go there, they work there. To reach another country, you require a visa because that country states, look here, you are coming for a visit, and that visa is a permit for you to enter this country. You work there, we give you the license to live there, you have all the privileges just like any other countryman of that country, and you live there and work there and you serve that particular company for which you have come to work. And that is the concept. The concept is that you have your capabilities, and one company, some XY company requires your services. It contacts you, they see you, they feel comfortable with you, they contact their country, and their country immigration says, oh yes, okay, if you want to develop, if we want to use the services which will help our nation, bring him on, let us work together. That is the concept of a visa. So he comes there, he works there. Now, H1B become a big issue. Why? Because of the comfortable living there, most of the people who go on their H1B visas do not want to come back to India. Now, how many countries will permit it? Why should they permit it? I don't understand. Why should they permit you to be there permanently? Is it your right? You went there on a working visa. What does it mean? You went there for a particular purpose. What was the particular purpose? You had a certain capability, and that certain capability was available for use for another person in another country, and that country, that company took you on. It was willing to pay your salaries, help you to relocate there, to come there, use your services, and it said, okay, we give you a contract for 4 years. You be there, we'll give you all these benefits, and this will be your increment X, Y, and Z. You can live there for our 4-year contract. After the 4-year contract, well, what is it? Your visa expired, and you have to return. Period. What is the question of whining there? Oh, my H1B visa people are suffering. Who is suffering? Why are you suffering? You went on a contract. Period. You went there on a contract to do a job, period. It was not an immigration. There's a difference between immigration visa and a H1B visa. You don't try to whine about your H1B visa expiring and I have to return to India and therefore the US consequently is a bully. Who is a bully? You are the bully, not the US. The US uses your services, period. It is just like any other employer. It is another. You went there and you went and worked in a company. You are registered in US, and you lived there. Period. Just as you take a contract in Tata's, you work there in Bangalore for 7 years, and then you feel comfortable. You want to move to Singapore, you move. Period. It is just like that. Just because you went on a concept which is known as definably H1B visa. What is it so? It is just an employment contract based on which you are given a right to enter into another country, work there, earn there, and after the contract is over, you come back to the place from which they took you. That is all it is all about. What is this H1B visa being cancelled? H1B visa, people are India suffering. H1B visas, because of that, the Indian people are put to a lot of treated like slaves. Why do you become a slave? You take the contract, You work for 4 years, you finish your contract, and you come back. Why are you a slave? If your competency is so much, I'm sure another company will snap you up anywhere in the world. Why only the US? You can go to South America, you can go to Brazil, you can go to Australia, you can go to Singapore if you are so competent. But you rush yourself by willing to work 24 hours a day or 18 hours a day, and then you keep on cribbing, oh God, my H1B visa has come to an end, my family is suffering, I have to come back to India. Why not? You went from India, you were educated in India, you learned your skill sets in India. When India has given you everything, and that opportunity of open one window of opportunity was given to you, you went there, you learned the skill sets, and you come back. Why do you blame the US for not giving you an extension of your H1B visa? Is it your right? I don't understand. Where does that right come from for you? So that is I was just flabbergasted. I was laughing at the talk of that person. I was flabbergasted. As if it was a right that when you get a H1B visa, you should remain there in the US, and the US has to give you continuity H1B, and after some time it has to give you a green card, and after that it has to give you a citizenship. Who said so? No. You are an employee. You are under contract. You finished your employment. Period. Come back, return. If you want to go try again. Try another company. Try another opportunity. But don't sit there and say, blame the government that they are not extending your H1B visa, not giving you a green card. What right have you to say so? You have no right to say so. We should have clarity in it. It looks harsh, but you should have clarity in it. The clarity is, it's an employment contract. That people don't understand. It is an employment contract, nothing else. It is just like any contract in India, or a contract in Japan, or a contract in Malaysia, or a contract in oil field, or a contract to build a construction company, or build a house, build a company. Suppose let us take an example. A big contractor takes the contract to build a road, and he says he builds a road, and he says he builds a road from say Nashik to X place. After building the road, he sits there and whines, oh God, the government has finished my contract, now they are not giving the road to me, I should be able to extend that contract. Where does it arise? You took a contract, execution over, you are paid out. You can bid for another contract, build another road somewhere else, X, Y, if you are competent and your prices are right and you are willing to do your services, the government is going to accept your services, period. Just like that, a H1B is another visa where you go for an employment contract and you have to use that time to learn more skill sets, and if possible, use the skill sets to come to another company if possible, or apply another place other than US, or come back to India, apply once again to the US. Try something like that rather than saying that you have an inherent right because you went on a H1B to the US. The US should continue to extend your H1B visa any amount of times, and you should continue the visa for any number of days. What does it say? 60 days. As soon as your contract is over, they still give you a window of 60 days. Within that 60 days, they look at you and say, okay, if you are able to get a new job, please take up the job. If you are not able to take up the job, go back to your place of origin. Today I am talking about H1B visa for Indians. The same thing, Malaysia, people may be going to the US for contract. People from Britain come to Saudi Arabia for contract. People from Germany come to Oman for contracts for taking up a job. They don't get whining saying, oh no, the Omanis are not giving me extension of the contract. Your contract is over, they go back. The same thing. An Indian goes on a contract for a work. His work is over. He has to return. Where is the question of your right? Do not take a H1B visa and whine that it is your right. It is not your right. It is a possibility. If the possibility does not extend, You have to come back to your place of origin and try for a new contract. Okay? Stop this whining once again about the H1B, about everything. Get out of this whining spirit. Okay? Thank you.